I've seen FCA impact coaches and athletes in some amazing ways this year. We have seen incredible growth throughout this year, whether it's sending coaches to coaches' marriage retreat and seeing their marriage get renewed, to seeing some of our coaches volunteer at some of our camps this summer and see God use them in ways that I didn't expect, to all of our athletes. Our huddle numbers have grown. Whether it's the number of huddles on campuses at different schools, to the numbers inside of those huddles, with seeing more and more kids coming and being part of FCA. In the last month, we've seen over 20 kids come to Christ in our area, and that's the biggest impact and the biggest growth and what we're pointing for every year.
For me, FCA has impacted coaches and athletes through the continued relationships that have been developed and established, not only with our staff, but through our volunteers. We show our coaches love just by being present and by praying with them and giving them our time and coming alongside them with just developing disciples for Christ.
And the way FCA has impacted those coaches and athletes is the huddles provide leadership, a space, so to speak, for those athletes to grow in their spiritual journey. And it has encouraged the coaches because the coaches see that leadership exemplified on their teams.
We've had an exceedingly great start to our year. We've impacted our huddles through training of leaders at several different schools. We're actually getting ready for a coaches appreciation dinner in January that'll celebrate their work and be free to all the coaches and spouses.
FCA has impacted coaches and athletes through the various opportunities that have been given through morning student huddles, through team huddles, coach huddles. I've seen numerous amounts impacted through our camps, like leadership camp and coach camps.
The impact is still there. And I just credit that to God's working. He'll work in and through us regardless of who the players are. And so we've had our events have grown. For example, our Fields of Faith this year, it was twice as many. We've had 300 or so in the past. We had 600 this year, 600 plus. So we've added a few new huddles in different places, really utilizing volunteers a lot more because of the reduction in staffing, and that's been a blessing as well. So the impact has been tremendous.
I think Christmas has got more special for us through our grandchildren. It renews the joy and the excitement watching them open gifts, but also being able to share the Christmas story with them, seeing them in their Christmas programs at church. All those are just wonderful. It really brings a lot of joy back to the holiday for us.
We've had some challenges in our family, and without going into any kind of details, we're going to be more together this year than we have the past couple years. And that's a real blessing to us, and we'll see how it plays out.
This holiday this year, the holidays are going to be special because I'm going on a trip to Talkeetna, Alaska, to see our youngest daughter and her husband who live there. And they also, interesting, are teachers and coaches.
This year, the holidays are super special for me. Our oldest son went to college this fall at Liberty University, and so we haven't seen him very much, and we are excited to have him home, to hear how God's been using him this fall semester and see how college is going, and just being a big family once again and just enjoying time together as a family.
Well, this year we found out that I am going to have a boy in the summer, so we get to celebrate something different. We have another one coming, and also my daughter is 2 now, so she can really get excited about things. She's been excited about Christmas lights and all the other things, so she'll actually be able to enjoy opening presents and having fun and being around family.
The Christmas holidays are always special to me and my family. This year actually is a little more special because we're not dealing with COVID as much as we did in the past couple of years. Christmas is such a close time for family and friends, and God has created us to have relationships. And to me, Christmas emphasizes relationships, and especially with our Savior.
My prayer for 2023 is Matthew 9:38. We want to see more laborers in the harvest. As an area director, I get to see and I get to watch volunteers, character coaches, staff people in the field, and to see how God uses a new staff person in a school is just absolutely amazing to watch the growth with FCA and coaches' lives and kids' lives.
And then my prayer for FCA is that God just continues to raise up his people, the coaches, the athletes, the volunteers, our staff.
My prayer for the new year is just more energy, renewed energy to serve FCA and to serve my church. They bring a great deal of joy to my life right now. Both of them do.
My prayer is that God would bring some more help to me. I'd rather not hire anyone than to hire the wrong person, but I need to hire somebody, but I'm just waiting for God to make that evident. So that's got to have some more help.
My prayer for the coming year is just that the Lord would help each one of us involved in FCA just to focus and be intentional in our relationship with him and through his word.
My prayer for the new year is really that God heals our country. We're in desperate need for God's people and his church to come together. And I pray that he continues just to give me the wisdom and show me where I need to be and how I can continue to serve him.
You know, if I had to think about one thing I would pray about for the rest of this academic and athletic year, I would just pray that God would continue to open the door for more student athletes and coaches to come into a salvation experience with Jesus Christ. From there, we can see that the skies will open and so many great things can happen because they've been willing to make that decision. And so we have to continue to stay vigilant as we go into the schools, as we share the faith. We're working with them in the huddles and Bible study, devotional time, and we see that God is doing some awesome things. Well, I'd like to just say as I close, have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We're continuing to pray for you. God bless, and we thank you for all that you're doing.
Merry Christmas, everybody, and Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
I want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to all.
Merry Christmas, everyone. I like to say a joyous new year in the Lord.
I want to wish each of you a Merry Christmas, and may you have the gift of faith and the blessing of hope and the peace of his love this Christmas and always.